like in danger. You know, everything that people have worked for their whole lives, like because you want to get paid. So it's kind of like for us, we sing these songs. I mean, I think we've actually seen the one main effect. I think we lost a lot of fans, a lot of Republican fans, when Bush was in office, because before, when it was like Democrats, when Clinton was in office or whatever, we were writing songs. We were writing songs about the government, like we're not backing our government because they're doing this, this, and this. I mean, Democrats and Republicans, you ask me, they're kind of the one and the same monster. It's like who's pulling the real strings is what you got to get down to. We need an independent party to step in, or a green party. Like when are we going to wake up and smell the coffee and see that we just keep going around this revolving door of lies and deceit? And I promise you I'm going to do this. Oh, until I get here. Now I'm not going to do it. So one thing we saw, for us was like when we kept on bagging on the government after 9/11, and the country was all like false patriotism, like we have to stick together, and we're right, we're in the right. Well, there's a reason why people don't like us. Like, does the American public know that we're doing embargoes on countries and people are starving, and all the things that we're doing? We're bombing people, we're doing behind closed doors black ops, and we're funding terrorists, and we're funding people. Like, all countries are guilty of it, but when you don't know what's going on, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, we're right, and now, oh wait, Pennywise is bagging on our government. Still, they shouldn't be doing that, because it's a time to say that our government's great. We got a lot of backlash, man. A lot of people. Oh yeah, a lot of people, because it was this overnight huge patriotism, and then it was like we started bagging on Bush, and then I take it we had a lot of right, Republican type fans that were listening to us when we were bagging on when Democrats were in office. So they were probably like, hey, these guys are cool. They're bagging on Clinton or whatever, the American government, when it's a Democrat in office. So now I think we kind of saw a pretty big backlash on that. And at the end of the day, like, I'm almost kind of sick of yelling and screaming about like the government. It's like I'm going back to like personal change. Like our first albums were kind of more about like get yourself on track, do what you feel's right. And I feel like if everybody kind of does the right thing and strengthens themselves and their little niche, like that'll create change. Us screaming at the government, okay, yeah, sure, it helps, but it's like haven't really seen a whole lot of change. So I think our next album is going to be more like about social politics and just like living your life to the best of your ability, and trying to be a good person, because that's what the world's lacking. It's just turning into this big race, like who can get the most, the fastest, and fuck everything else. Like we don't care about pollution, we don't care about who dies. We don't. And it's not just America; it's all over the world.
Some stuff too, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's nobody's innocent on this. It's like.
Then
So
you have the guys like I get the impression that the real Americans, real Canadians, are the guys that are getting laid off. You know what I mean? Those are the dudes.
yeah, I mean, it's obviously there's another huge tragedy that's going on. It's like people are suffering. We're seeing it out on the road. I mean, it's not easy to be out on the road right now. People are hurting for money, and there's 20 shows coming through town in a month, and so where are you going to spend your money, and that's just a sign of the times. And it's like, where did it go? Where did the money go? Who got it? The rich. The more the more Walmarts are, the more BPs there are, the more these huge, Halliburtons, these huge corporations that are running amok, the worse things are going to get, because they're controlling everything. They're controlling the government. They're putting their president in office, basically, and then they're getting their way. Look at Bush, and look what Halliburton got away with. No bid contracts in Iraq, billions and billions of dollars, all this stuff, and Bush and the administration made it easier for Halliburton to do all this stuff because they deregulated, and they got rich. Now we're hurting. So I don't know. It's a bad situation. Everyone's feeling the pain, and I mean, we're definitely gonna write songs about how we're feeling. I just don't think we're gonna be like so pointed on the government. It's gonna be kind of like take responsibility for yourself, get out there and vote. Get out there and take action yourself. Just don't be complacent. Just don't sit there eating McDonald's cheeseburgers like watching, your DVR of Oprah. Like, get out there and live it and try to do something to change it. People are getting fucking lazy, and you see more and more of it, and that's just going to lead to more and more control for the big corporations and the government, and eventually we'll just be like, what? We're under martial law? Oh, yeah, that's right. We have been for the last fucking 10 years. Yeah. Anybody paying attention here? Yeah. So, whatever.
Yeah, a white guy in some office somewhere will just get a bigger salary.
Exactly.
You mentioned, that sort of talking about sort of living your own life and how the new album's going to focus on that, or just, be inspired a little bit about that. But I guess 2 questions right there. First question, 2011 new Pennywise record?
Yep, for sure.
It's going to come out on Viking?
Oh, I think it's going to come out on Epitaph. I mean,
they're not doing that.
Those guys, I don't know about those guys. No, it definitely could. I mean, I thought about it. Obviously, we make everything we do is a band decision. Yeah. But I mean, I think it'll come out on Epitaph. That's our home. It has been our home, and it's one of the greatest labels on the planet, and.
Family.
We could probably make more money on Viking, because if I'm the boss,
yeah,
right, I could give the band a raise.
Write a contract for yourself.
Just feel like, hey, just. But no, I think probably Epitaph Records is the spot.
Calling back to that first record, Bro Him. That's played at Philadelphia Flyers games
and Ducks games.
What's that like, man?
That's a trip. We actually went down to the Ducks when the Ducks were running for the Stanley Cup, and. We were sitting in there watching the game, and like 20,000 people singing "Bro Him." Not like I haven't heard that before, but when you're sitting there and you're not playing, and everyone's singing it, and no one knows who you are that's singing it, it was trippy because
that's cool, man.
They're just a bunch of hockey fans, But we actually played the Stanley Cup, the award ceremony, and
no way.
Yeah, they all the team rolled down the red carpet. We played Bro Him. There's 25,000 people there in Anaheim, and they rolled right up on the stage with the cup and. It was a trip. So I mean,
that's so cool.
It's awesome. Like it's weird because it keeps on making the rounds for sporting events. I mean, in Europe it's been big for a long time, especially in Belgium. It's been like the soccer team over there. It's been their theme song, or their goal song or whatever. It's one of the biggest songs in the country, but no one really knows who we are. We play like 70,000 people, and at a festival, and like 5,000 people are going off up front, and the rest of them are like. Yeah, whatever. We're watching this band. We don't know who they are. Hit Bro Him, and it's like boom. Yeah. Everyone's just deafening roar. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I think it's not really a sporting event song to me. It's about friendship and like people that you're really close with. Dying, basically losing a friend, and I don't know how it fits into that theme, but I just know people like to sing it. So I'm just glad people can enjoy it and whatever.
It's the
yeah.
That's the.
It's just a bunch of people drunk, yelling and screaming, just like the song started in the backyards of Hermosa Beach.
Nice. Yeah, I was watching the Flyers game, and it came on, and I was like, "What? That's awesome!" And it's whenever they score, so it's like people just going crazy to Bro Him. That's cool, man. Yeah.
Broad Street Bullies.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess last question, and I guess you guys can each answer it. 5 records. 5 essential albums to any collection.
5 records. I got the mic.
You got the mic.
I'm going to give it to you next.
Right.
I can give it to you now.
You go ahead.
You get to think. I don't even get to think about it.
Yeah, on the spot.
5 records for me. Wow. Minor Threats, first single. Probably Black Flag. That's a tough one though to pick one Black Flag record. I'd probably have to go with Nervous Breakdown with Keith Morris singing. TSOL. What is it? Silent Scream, the second record. God, that's a good record. But then again, the Black album's really good too. Circle Jerks,
Canadian.
Group Sex.
Canadian. Circle Jerks, Canadian?
No,
they're not Canadian.
They're from Hermosa.
Yeah, they are. Sorry.
Along with Black Flag.
Edit.
Who else? The Germs. What else? One more. I got to pick one more.
Yep.
Of the all-time greats. It's a tough one. That is a tough one. There's too many good records out there.
There's a lot.
I'd probably just have to throw like Pantera, vulgar display of power in there.
Sick.
Just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Just bring some metal.
Good choice.
All right.
Jay, you're
Yeah,
up.
I got a few. I'd say Operation Ivy record. That was definitely a big one. Yeah. Fugazi, 13 songs. Bad Religion, Stranger Than Fiction. That was a good one. There's a few. There's pretty much all those records. Really, they're all pretty good. I'd probably say Minor Threat as well.
Yeah. Get one more.
And do we throw a Pennywise one in there?
You should.
I fucking have the boss of your label.
That's a good point. How about that raise? I'd say probably About Time. I like About Time. It's a good one. Yeah.
Actually, since I screwed up with the Circle Jerks, and while we're on it, favorite Canadian punk band?
Are there any punk bands in Canada?
There's a couple.
Okay. I like, obviously, DOA would be probably the top of the heap, and the Subhumans.
Yeah.
Really like the Subhumans. I saw the Subhumans play when Rollins first got in Black Flag. His first show was at the Cuckoo's Nest, and the next night they played a party in Carson.
Yeah.
And it was literally in a kitchen. They were playing in a kitchen, and it was the Subhumans from Canada opened.
Yeah.
Then the Descendants, and then Black Flag, and they all played full sets. It's crazy.
I have to interview them tonight, the Subhumans.
Yeah, ask them about that.
I will. Sick.
Party in Carson with Black Flag. It was probably what year was it? 83 or something like that.
Yeah.
82. Whenever Rollins got in the band, I can't remember.
Okay, sweet, man. I'm
Yeah.
just totally asked that. That's awesome.
Cool.
And then you got to pick a Canadian band.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really know many Canadian bands either. We've been talking a bit about the Flatliners, right,
There
from
you go.
Toronto, right here.
That's a great
Yeah,
one.
so check them out. I've been hearing some good things about them.
Dope. Guys, thanks so much for your time.
Hey, thank you,
Fletcher,
brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate it,
Jason,
man.
Thank you.
Very much. Yeah.
Explore Music wears English Laundry apparel.